So the current food system that we have here in the States, it's a broken system. It tends to favor, obviously, the big corporations, even foreign countries. On average, most food in the U.S. travels around 1,500 miles from the farm to our tables, whereas products you purchase from local farms travel far less, resulting in a much fresher product. We need to focus on the fact that we have special local products such as Brandt Beef. Brandt Beef itself, they have their specific ways that they raise their cattle. They're the only farm that's out of Raleigh, which is a couple hours east of here. They're completely sustainable, and visiting their factory really shows that. They didn't have a closed door for us. It was a very modernized, state-of-the-art processing plant that really shows how it should be done. And this is one of a handful of processing plants that are allowed in the state of California, and we're lucky enough to have it here in our backyard. And this is the start of the process of fixing that broken system. Who wants to bring things that are in from another country that we don't necessarily, we can't put our eyes and ears on every part of the process from start to finish. Everybody needs to start asking the question, where does this come from? If we don't put the pressure on the pressure on people that are supplying us with these products, then we're not going to get the right answers that we need, and we're not going to get the right product that we need. The reason why the Flying Pig to me is special, obviously it's my own place, and when you start up a restaurant, the first thing you want to do is you want to serve nothing but the best. You want to have nothing but the best service. You want to have nothing but the best of everything, and then you get hit with the reality that the best is obviously what everybody wants, but it's the certain settings. It's tough to have the best of everything. But one thing that we have never strayed from, and that's the quality of our food. We've never strayed from the fact that we serve nothing but the best, and that's why I'm happy to talk about Brandt Beef, because it's, in my opinion, obviously, it's the best that's on the market. It's local, and after viewing the facility, it was apparent that they are very proud of their product. Their staff that works there, very proud of their product. And that translates to here at the Pig. We're very proud of our product. We want you to come in and have something that you can't necessarily duplicate at home. What's the point in going out to dinner? So coming into the Pig, you're gonna find something special. I mean, Brandt Beef is not readily available retail-wise. It's a specialty product, and we're proud to serve that because you deserve the best as a client. I want, when I'm eating here at the Pig, I want to eat the best as well. If you buy from multiple, farmers and purveyors, you're not going to get that consistency. Whereas Brandt, we're dedicated to, because we've noticed that the consistency is through and through. And not only the flavor, but just the whole process, the way that their deliveries come in. They come in fresh, nothing's frozen. Their staff that does the deliveries, they're very respectful for our environment, because every environment is different when they're delivered in the middle of the night. It's all those things that kind of wrap up into this fantastic product that I think is the best on the market, and that's why we serve it. Growing up in the South, we've, hunting and seeing other processing plants throughout my life, and going into this one processing plant specifically, used One World Beef, where they process the Brandt Beef. It was just, the experience was from start to finish was nothing but top notch, from the management staff that greeted us to the facility itself, and watching the interaction with the management, with the employees. And then really what impressed me the most was when you go into the actual the cutting room, and to see all those workers being very precise, very efficient, very precise. That shows that you're not just there to just pump out a product. You want to get every piece of that animal as it should be respected, and they do a phenomenal job at that. All the way down to making fertilizer with whatever's left. 100% of that animal is respected in that facility, as are those employees. Everything being hand cut like that it's very expensive to do that, but you get proper handling of the meat, the proper aging of the meat that they do there. Just the overall all-around experience. The fact that they bring in a third party to do the deep cleaning twice a day, just to make sure that they do it right. And you being there and walking around the facility, from washing our boots to having to wear smocks and masks and all this other kind of stuff, they really take into account the cleanliness factor. But I felt like that they just went above and beyond. And again, that translates to me as a consumer or purchaser of that, to provide for my guests. I know that I'm serving safe product to my clients, because after watching the way that they handle the meat, and again, and I love to see the way that management handles staff, because staff is important. You can't do anything without your staff, and from every aspect, every sector that we toured in this plant, the management knew the staff members, and we're talking 700, I think 600 or 700 employees, something like that. It was nuts to watch them interact with each other, and they know these people. I mean, he was telling us stories about this woman's kids or whatever, and it's like, geez, how do you know all this stuff? Point is that to me, when you have that type of environment and you have a clean environment and you see this precision of the process happening, it's a no-brainer. And then you get the finished product on the plate in front of you, and then you taste it and you say, okay, wow, this is a really good cut of meat. It's like, yeah, there was a lot of effort that went into that to get that steak into your mouth. And I think it's important that, again, buy things, source out things, seek things that they may cost you a little more, but the reward is tenfold. So it's always worth it. The whole idea that every single amount of that animal was respected, again, it's just impressive. It's just such an impressive thing to see. And it makes me feel great about serving that product, because I know that, that they're not just a hyped product. It's inspiring for someone that's a cook to say, okay, I want to cook with what the best is on the market that's out there. But then you take it another step further to see that, like, how conscious they are about just the recycle program. They grow their own food for their cows. The hooves, they're used for dog treats. The bone meal is used for pet and animal food. They even harvest the methane from the process, and they use that in some of their delivery trucks. It's just they have a water treatment plant on site where they treat all the wasted water gets treated. The hides, they had a giant stack of hides that they were processing to manufacture leather goods. The respecting the animal, that's the biggest one, is respecting the animal. You can see there's other industries, and the amount of waste that happens is it's just mind-boggling. And to see a plant that's so on top of harvesting everything all the way down to the methane, the multitude of selling points on top of what we've already mentioned. We're small businesses, and we make up the backbone of America. And the fact that these guys have such a local impact, by employing all those local people, again, it's another part of what makes that facility so impressive. And they have they have anywhere from 600 to 700 employees. I don't remember the exact number, but they feed families. Those are 600 or 700 families that they feed. Not to mention, we buy their product, and then we sell it in our restaurant, and then that also provides. I have 27 employees, and that provides for those 27 employees. So those dollars that they're generating, they're trickling down not just to their local economy, but to ours as well. And the fact that money stays local as well is very important. We export too much, and it's time to demand we need to have things that are local. And it starts with facilities like this.